woke up not feeling super great this morning. It was one of those days where you wake up and you're already exhausted. So before I even got out of bed, I told myself that I will be gentle with myself today. I promised myself that I would spend the day resting. I would do the absolute bare minimum and then spend the rest of the day resting my mind and body. But somehow by noon, I had gotten my toddler ready for the day, dropped him off at school, forced myself to go on a 20-minute gentle walk because movement is important, spent a good chunk of time cleaning my toddler's bedroom because allergies have been relentless lately, did 3 loads of laundry, mostly bedding and stuffy toys from my toddler's bedroom, and finished some administrative tasks that were quite time sensitive. At that time, I did realize that I was doing the absolute most, so instead of making my lunch, I did order it. All of this before noon. So by the time I sat down to eat, I was barely sitting up. I was that tired. But somehow my mind is still telling me that I didn't do anything worth noting today. And why is that? Personally, I think I have a very warped idea of what doing enough actually looks like. Because apparently, getting my kiddo to where he needs to go, cleaning, doing laundry, taking care of things that needed my attention, and feeding myself don't really register as doing things. Because those are just things I need to do, right? They don't count. And I think that's the problem. So much of being an adult is maintenance. You do laundry so you can have clean clothes, so you can wear them, so you can wash them again. You clean the room that will get messy again very quickly. You make food because a few hours later, inexplicably, people want to eat again. And there's always, always, always more maintenance. And none of it feels like an accomplishment. Sometimes it doesn't even feel like you've done anything at all. You can spend hours on these things and then have nothing to show for it afterward. You didn't move forward, you just kept things running. And maybe that's why it's so easy to get to the end of the day and think, I did nothing today. But I think there's a difference between I didn't accomplish anything and I didn't do anything. Although even the first one isn't really quite true. And if that is my baseline, what would I have needed to do for my brain to decide that I have done enough for the day? Would it be finishing a project? Cleaning the rest of the house? Maybe making something tangible? But even if I've done all that, would that have been enough? Or would I have immediately started looking for the next thing to accomplish? What does enough actually look like to an overachiever? And if you're an overachiever, I would really like you to let me know in the comments because I want to compare notes really badly. I think my mistake is imagining a low effort day as a day where I do literally nothing. I mean, laying in bed the entire day and watching a TV show marathon of my comfort show. But maybe that's just not realistic, especially at this time in my life. I didn't even do that as a teenager, so I don't know why I imagine that adulthood would let me put responsibilities on hold for a day. There are things that still need to happen. My family still needs me. We still need clean clothes and clean bedding. We need to eat. And sometimes there are other things that genuinely cannot wait until tomorrow. So I'm thinking being gentle with myself isn't necessarily about doing nothing. Maybe it's just figuring out the things that really need me and my attention today, doing those, and not demanding anything from myself after those are done. Because a low effort day can absolutely still take all of the effort that you have. I'll tell you a secret. There are probably a ton of other things I could still do today. I can definitely find something to clean. I know there's got to be another load of laundry somewhere, but I think I'm done. I did what really needed me today, and everything else can wait until I have more to give. As for right now, I'm going to take a nap.